Hello, my name is Sherry. I'd like to welcome you to A Country Girl's Homestead. This is my first video and I hope you enjoy it. I'm just going to take you back and show you a few container plants I have that I'm growing some zucchini, uh, some summer squash, some winter squash, some peppers. I just kind of have a little area out here that I kind of thought I would experiment with and see how things would grow back here. First time I've ever grown anything back here. And the reason is because there's quite a bit of shade. So, I, of course, they get the sun they need. All the plants do. But sometimes the sun is just so hot that it's scorching and it burns things up. So I decided to put this back here. I watched a lady, I can't, it was several, I guess, months ago, try this, and I wanted to try it. And so far, it's working out great. But just come along and look at this, my little squash. I call it my squash garden, but there's some peppers in there too. So okay. So this is kind of like the side of the house, on the side of the house, sort of. And I done this container garden, um, which consists of some 5-gallon buckets. Oh, that right there is to keep the deer out. I'm trying to keep the deer out. I've got little things hanging everywhere, trying to keep the deer out. But so anyway, okay. So this container garden, I planted. Let's see. I think it was back in, I think, May, the end of May, I believe, around my birthday. So here it is. It's really pretty. So far, so good. I have no problems with any kind of pests. Just hopefully I can keep the deer at bay. But here we go. I'm just going to show you a few things here. Okay. Okay. So here I've got, yeah, we've got little, like I said, 5-gallon buckets, and also some kiddie pools. And I thought, wow, that's a nice idea. So I decided to do it. You'll see the watermelon. I have planted black diamond watermelon planted in this first one here. I also have onions and a little bit of garlic and marigolds. The onions, the marigolds, and the garlic is to keep pests away, and it seems to be working pretty good. I got this one. Here's my black diamond watermelon. I don't know if you can see it or not. I don't really want to pick it up. I don't want to break it off the stem or nothing like that. But there's that, and I have another one right there, and it's a lot smaller right there. Okay. And I don't know if, I know that you're not supposed to plant watermelons near cucumbers because, yeah, I have cucumbers in here too. So I think what might have happened, I'm not sure yet, but I think they might have cross-pollinated. Unless we got the wrong plant, because these watermelons were plants, but they were supposed to all be black diamond. But this don't look like a black diamond to me. You tell me, because it does not look like a black diamond. So there's that. I don't know if it's going to get any bigger, but I did notice on this same vine is another one. There, here it is, right here. And I will pull this over a little bit, although they get stuck in the grass there. Okay. So that's definitely not a black diamond watermelon. So it's either cross-pollinated or we got the wrong plant when we bought the plants. Okay, so here is my squash, my yellow summer squash. And it's just now starting to put on some baby squash. There's one. And I've got there's a few more. There's one that's bigger. I don't know if we can, there. They've just started coming on. I'm excited. I've got some butternut squash, winter squash, which they always seem to do really, really well. So here's this one has 2 on it already. But now I planted this. This is an old plant because I planted it back. To tell you the truth, I planted it back in the fall. The actual seed. Well, of course, it didn't do anything until it got warm, and then it came up, and here it is. I've had it ever since it started coming, like right around probably the end of April is when I noticed that it started growing. You know, it germinated, and so far it's got two squash on it so far. Okay, and then in the big pool right here, this is a blow up pool that I had. That actually, I like to get in the pools when it's real hot, just to get cooled off, because it's very, very hot here in Mississippi. But this pool was just not quite big enough, so I went with a bigger size, and then I went ahead and used this one for a raised bed container garden. So here is my zucchini, and they got blooms on them. I haven't seen any baby zucchinis yet. That's the zucchini. I also have Kershaw's winter squash. They don't have any squash on them yet, but they have lots of blooms. So I'm very excited. This is the first year of growing Kershaw. But these winter squash get very, very big, huge. So I can't wait to see how big some of them get. It's going to be fun. So, okay. Also, you know, I reuse my soil. I amend my soil and I reuse it the next year. So it just so happened to be that whatever was in that soil, well, it came up. So I also have a couple tomato plants right over there. These are tomato plants. I have no idea what variety they are. They just came up, and we shall see. So you just don't never know what you're going to get when you reuse your soil and you amend old soil. And mosquitoes are biting. Gosh. Yeah. Okay. So got to be really careful around here because there's been copperheads in this area, and they scare me. So, okay. Let's see here. All right. This is another butternut squash, and they do really well. They do really well against vine borers and squash bugs. They probably do the best of any squash that I know of. I don't know though, because this is, like I said, this is the first time me growing the Kershaw, and so we shall see how they do. So far, they are doing amazing. So here's one of the Kershaws. I'll show you how big the plants get really, really huge too. So this right here, this plant right here, it's got blooms on it, and it goes all the way over to there. Yeah, it's big. I just can't wait for the fruit to get on, the squash to get on the vine, and it's going to be exciting. And then I have some more butternuts. Seems like they do so good. I also have, like I said, I have a few peppers. I got this pepper here, Serrano pepper, and it's like it's a hot pepper. It's a little bit hot. It's a little bit more hot than a regular jalapeno, but they're really good. They're really good. I mean, especially if you just want to spice up a dish. But like I said, they got a kick to them. Okay. And yeah, in this baby pool here, I did all cucumbers. And I see a cucumber down there. And they're doing okay. They're doing okay. Actually, we've already got quite a bit of cucumbers out of here. And this one here, this kiddie pool here is, it's got butternuts. And I did plant some spaghetti squash. They're just now coming up. They got in a little late because I had forgotten to plant them. So, oh well. We'll see how it goes in the next couple months. Hopefully we'll get some, because I like spaghetti squash. I really do. Then we have some more peppers here. These are Tabasco peppers in containers, 5-gallon buckets. You see those? And then I've also have a orange habanero, and it's got lots of green. Lots of green peppers on it. They should start turning soon. They'll be a bright orange. It's really pretty. And then, yeah, I tried to get this. This is a yellow bell pepper. I tried to get it out away from the hot peppers because they do tend to cross-pollinate. And when that happens, when they cross-pollinate with a hot pepper, yeah, they're spicy. So I tried to get it out of there, but I tell you what happened. The vine of one of my butternut squash grew into the bucket, and I didn't want to break it off and have all that problem. So I just left the pepper there. It's probably going to be spicy, like I said. And that's another Tabasco. Okay. But yeah, I just thought this was a neat little idea, and I'm trying it. And so far, you can see how big these squash leaves are. Let's see here. Can you see it? They're big. They're big. They are big. Matter of fact, it might be the biggest squash leaves I've ever seen on those Kershaws. And from what I understand, they are very, very, the Kershaw squash is very, very good. So this will be my first time trying it and putting it up and whatever. But yeah. I also come back here to pick my blackberries, and they're gone. They fizzled out. But I tell you, I got quite a bit. That's my blackberries. And these are wild blackberries, and I'm so glad because I can just come out here in the yard and pick the blackberries, and go in and I put up I can't remember how many half pints of jam, blackberry jam, and turned out really well. It's so good. So okay. I'm going to have to show you these banana trees too on this video. So let's go look, because I planted these 3 years ago. And these banana trees are almost taller than the house. And for 3 years, I just can't believe how big they are. Okay, so as you can see, I wish I could stand over there, but I can't. I can't stand over there for you to be able to see how tall these things are. They're amazing. They're amazing. And started out with two banana trees. Two banana trees, one on each side. Of course, we don't use that front door, so it's okay if they... And to tell you the truth, the reason that we wanted them planted here was because the sun and the evening sun comes in and blares on the front of the house and makes it so uncomfortable in there, makes it so hot. So I thought that was a good idea to plant the banana trees and use them for shade. And I mean, you can do that also in your garden if you need a spot that needs to be shaded. And I'll probably do that next year because I think that would be great for my garden. So, and yeah, I got some work to do. I haven't been on my game here lately. I've got some weeding to do and whatever. But these flowers, I got a Tractor Supply for like half price, something like that. Of course, you know, when they look like they're dying, usually they'll put them on sale or whatever. So that's how I got those from like half price. So which is great because that wasn't the only ones we got. We got, I don't know how many. We got a bunch of flowers, not just petunias, but other flowers. We've got, I can't think of the name of them right now. New Guinea impatiens. New Guinea impatiens. They get real big and pretty. So I'm gonna have to take you around there and show you. But I really need to water. I think that's gonna be on a different video because I need to water stuff this evening because it needs it. We have gotten rain, but you know, flowers, anything in a container will need more watering than something that's in the ground. So yeah. Let's see. I've got some rose bushes, knockouts. They ain't looking good right now, so I'm not gonna add them to this video either. Now that's gonna be another video. So okay, all right, and see, but I'm gonna show you from a distance what the squash garden looks like. That's it right there. And believe me, we have a lot of deer around here, so I'm trying to see. I got these little white strings up everywhere, and it looks like a couple old curtains that looks like ghosts, so maybe they'll scare them off. So yeah, definitely need to water the squash. They really need it. Okay. All right. Of course, we back up to woods. So yes, I mean we have the deer. We have the deer. Yes, we do. Okay. And I've got a few tomato plants. I don't know what it is about tomato plants around here. Spider webs is always attaching themselves to my tomato plants, and I'm telling you, I don't like that. I got one it's blushing. It's about to turn red. Okay. And it's like 7 foot tall. It's like 7 foot tall. Pretty. Got some pretty green ones on there. I labeled all these, and I just don't know what happened to my... Here we go. Here's the label. It's a Thornburg terracotta. I didn't realize how tall they get. But yeah, I've had... I'm not a good tomato farmer. I just am not a good tomato farmer. I try, but even though we had problems this year, because we got all kinds of rain, for days, and then it got hot, and then got hit with blight. What they start doing, and they do this every year, what they start doing is they start wilting really bad. And there's nothing I can do about it. I mean, it's not because they're in containers, because I had a whole bunch of tomato plants also in the garden, and they wilted too and got the blight, and I just could not babysit 70 tomato plants. I just could not do it. So I kind of let them go and do their own thing. I didn't really have time to even treat them. So, but I got a few that has, I've got a few that's still looking good, and maybe they'll last, you know, for a little while longer and produce some more tomatoes. I got all kinds of different varieties of tomato plants. So, but this is going to be kind of a short video because it's my first video, and I'm excited about this. So, like, subscribe, and share, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.